Hello and welcome to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. I am Gilly Rosari. That is my main man, LL himself, Mr. Larry Loper. We are coming to you live from Northern Delaware. Feel free to check in on the show once it's over. We won't be live, but the content will be the same. Anyway, if you might have noticed, we were not on again last week. Larry and I have come to the decision that at least for the summer, we're probably going to go to a once every other week kind of show. There just isn't enough content sports-wise, and the summer movies haven't really hit yet, but they're going to soon. So we think we can do shows where it's part sports, part television, part cinema, and that would be good for everybody. And instead of just trying to stretch a show to 45 minutes or an hour. We don't want to be subpar about it. We want to hit you like we normally hit you. And if the content ain't there, then we'll just keep it moving. Okay. So as for now, it looks like for the summer, we'll probably do one show every other week until early August, late July, early August, when training camp revs up. Not the first couple days of training camp, right? Because again, there won't be anything really to talk about. You want to see like a week's worth. You want, like Larry said, pre-show, you want to check out some of the battles, some of the key positions. Obviously, my Bears are going to be on Hard Knocks this year for the summer. And they announced the in-season Hard Knocks is going to be the entire division of the AFC East. So that's going to be, no, not the East, the AFC North.
Okay, Minnesota, Green Bay.
No.
AFC. AFC North.
So it's going to be Cleveland, Baltimore,
Cleveland,
Cincinnati.
Yep.
Okay, arguably the best division in the entire league. So all four are going to get a little bit of a spotlight, probably like, one episode per team kind of deal, unlike the Bears, which will be 4 or 5 episodes, just them. Something different. The one thing about the NFL, man, they make changes. They don't just keep it the same, and people keep watching. It's the one sport where people will complain about change, but they're still going to watch. Those old heads are going to watch right with the newbies. So let's get a crack-a-lack, and we got a bunch of things to cover. We're not going to go too long on one thing, but we're not going to put a time limit on it either. If it's going good, it's going good. It is what it is. All right, my man. So the 2 legends have died in the span of 8 days, and we have not had a show since this has happened. Last Tuesday of last week, the logo, Jerry West, passed away at age 86. And then 2 days ago, arguably the greatest baseball player ever. The Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays.
Yes, sir.
Died at age 93.
Yes,
now,
sir.
No one's really going to feel sorry for an 86-year-old and a 93-year-old passing away without any kind of complications or fighting a disease at the end or anything like that. They both, if you want to believe what you read, both died peacefully in their sleep. Willie was a little bit on the sick side, and when you're that age and you catch a cold, it turns into a flu overnight, and it turns into pneumonia 24 hours later. I'm not saying that's what happened, but they did say he just got ill a couple days ago, and now he's gone. So you can draw your own conclusion. Let's give time to each one of these guys, because these are legends, both of them. There will never be another Jerry West. You may get another logo to put on the floor to represent the NBA. There'll never be another Jerry West. There will never be another Willie Mays. You can say, hey, this guy right now is the best all-around player. You pick who you want. Okay, there's a few guys, Mookie Betts, people like that. But Willie Mays, I mean, he was an ace at the bat, in the field, running the bases, teammate, played every game, was just as good in the playoffs as he was in the regular season. I mean, total stud. Obviously, before our time, probably a little bit before our parents' time, if we're really be honest. I mean, they might have saw him like as a Met his last couple years. No one wants to remember him like that. But playing for the New York Giants, and then when they moved to San Francisco, he was the dude. Okay, so let's start with Willie because he's fresh on our minds. Obviously, he's best known for the Game 6 over-the-head catch where he made an unbelievable catch and then turned around and threw the ball in so the guy from second could not score, and San Francisco wind up winning that series where they were a heavy underdog. When I think of Willie, there's a lot of positives. I mean, him and Mickey Mantle were the two best all-around everyday players. Now, at his absolute best, peak of the peak of the peak, Mantle was probably better. They were about the same, but Mantle had more power than Willie did. But longevity matters. And once the early 60s happened and and Mickey started breaking down, Willie kept going. And he kept going. So I got to say, Willie, career-wise, outperformed Mickey because Mickey started to break down, started having those injuries. We all know he had an alcohol problem. We all know he had a womanizing problem, okay? We all know that. We're not here to trash Mickey Mantle.
Mm-hmm.
But Willie Mays, because of his longevity, I got to say, probably the best all-around player. I think most people who are baseball people or, at least watched him play back in the 50s and 60s, they would probably agree with that. But I don't want to speak for you, Larry. Larry, what did Willie Mays mean to you? Again, before your time, but one of those breakout athletes.
I mean,
a black player in baseball that had a whole lot of white fans cheering for him.
Sure.
Whole lot.
For sure.
So,
I mean, he first started out at the Negro League. A lot of great players, during that time frame had to go play for the Negro League because they just wasn't getting the respect. And how it was, man. It was a different time back then. We talked about this, I think, earlier in our show when our show first started about the irony of how baseball had transformed from now it's a Dominican, it's international, it's more Latin players in the MLB than anybody else. They literally they're top dogs. Can't name a team that ain't got one. Can't name one, right? But to his legacy, man, like you said, man, he's quite arguably the best player that ever did it. I was thinking about that. So I was going to ask you. You actually brought up one of the players I was trying my hardest to think about because you asked me top 5 baseball players of all time. That I'm just talking about consensus wise and who I believe what they say. I came up with Babe Ruth for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The Babe's always going to be on that list. Top 5,
mm-hmm.
Joe DiMaggio. I think Joe DiMaggio will be on that list. That I'm telling you, every time you hear a lot of people talk about it on my list. You feel me? I don't have a consensus. Obviously, everybody got their opinions, but he's spoken a lot. Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, obviously. Who else I had on that list that was up there? Obviously, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron. That was a 5 that I came up with that I would say. I like Yogi Berra too. I would throw that as one of my top catchers of all time.
What is this, the all Yankee team? What are we doing?
Hold up, man. Wasn't all Yankees. Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, yeah. All right, well, who would you have in top 5? If I asked you, who would be in your top 5?
Ooh, well, okay. So the thing with Willie is he brought the all-around game. He was
all-around game, right?
Everywhere.
Exactly.
But there were better hitters than him.
Mm-hmm.
In no particular order.
Right.
Babe Ruth.
Okay.
Willie Mays.
Okay.
The other Yankee that you did not mention, which I'm surprised, because he did get overshadowed because of Babe Ruth. Lou Gehrig.
Oh, Lou Gehrig. Yeah, I have 5. I have 5. You don't want to put Joe DiMaggio though?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look him up. Joe DiMaggio.
Right.
Joe DiMaggio was a great player, but when he came back from the war, was not the same.
Okay.
The war took some of his prime, and you
got
don't work out, you know, when you're. I don't want to use the term fake soldier, but he was not like infantry, like, you know, he was going to get killed or anything like that.
Okay, so you thought that declined his status when he came back from the war?
Oh, it did. Look at his years before. Look at his years after. He went from a super great player to a pretty good player. There was a fall off. And in his prime, Mickey Mantle was still better.
Okay.
Now again, Mickey Mantle's career, when it dipped, it really dipped. You know, after 61, it really started to dip. Hardcore. He went from, you know, a 310 hitter to a 240 hitter. You know, like that. Okay.
He's still in your 5, right?
What's that? Oh yeah. So let me
right?
say, Willie. Okay, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Willie. I'm gonna keep Mickey out of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep him out. Ooh. Ty Cobb.
Okay.
Ty Cobb. Look up his stats. And I think, although he wasn't much on defense, he's the second best hitter, arguably the first best hitter, Ted Williams.
Oh, Ted Williams. Yeah, Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston.
So I'm going to go Ted Williams, Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth.
And the bad 5.
Willie, and Lou Gehrig.
That ain't a bad 5.
So what's funny is Willie was by far the youngest. By far. All those other guys are way older than him.
Yeah, you're right.
And if I had to pick a 6th, it would have been Hank Aaron.
Okay.
And if I would have picked a 7th, it would have been Mickey Mantle.
I guess I'm pro Yankee.
Of course.
Go figure. I'm pro Yankee. You know.
I am too.
You know, and by the way, we're doing great this year so far. I didn't predict that. That was my fault. I had Baltimore ahead of us, but we're playing good baseball.
Baltimore's still good.
But they're still good.
They're still
good. Definitely still good. But yeah, to back to Willie Mays. What can you say, man? What they say out the 5? What do you want? You want somebody to what? Be consistent at the bat, right? Power, if you can get that, right? Definitely want somebody that can field. You know, have the arm. And what stolen bases is a plus if you get that too.
Very good.
And he covered all the bases. He covered them all.
Literally covered them all because he might have been the best base runner.
Yeah.
Ever. Not Ricky Henderson.
No. Him.
Going from first to third or first to home or second to home. He was the best. He was the best.
He would be the Jordan of baseball because he set so many bars. Yes. He would be the Jordan of baseball. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you said, it could have been many could try to go for the crown. We could argue. We just argue that we could. A lot of people say they're the best ever, right? Same thing with Jordan, but it's the bar that he set. It's a hard bar to kind of achieve what he didn't set. You know what I mean? It's one of them things. Is like I'm pretty sure it's going to be a player that's going to come along and break the records. Okay, that's just the way the sport evolves in any sport. You know, the records are made to be broken.
Yeah,
right.
It doesn't take away what they did.
It don't take away from what they did.
Exactly. Oh, the record's broken. I guess now you're number 2. Well, when you're the number 1 for 60 years,
exactly.
You know, the Miami Dolphins. Eventually, somebody might go undefeated,
right?
And they'll be 20-0.
Right, but you won't be able to take away from that season that Miami has set the bar.
And that was in the early 70s. Right. This is 2024.
Exactly.
Doesn't take it away.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you, man. I think that it's just like you say, he's 93. So at that age, man, like it wasn't nothing tragic. You know, he died. When you get old, you get sick. You know, this is a natural. Everybody gotta die. It's how you die. You know, so I think this is the best way a legend can go out. You know, nothing tragic. He died with his family and loved ones around him, and they knew that time was coming, so he could die peacefully, and it wasn't as heartbreaking if it was, say, something tragic that happened. You know what I mean? And also the Jerry, what's the logo? I was thinking about that. So wow, 2 great legends died a week apart.
A week apart. I mean, legends.
I mean, legends. Like the logo, greatest player ever in baseball. You know what I mean? These ain't average legends that died, bro. These are you know, the logo. I don't care what you say, man. He's
Yeah.
the logo of the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't getting around that. You know, you're not changing it. There's no way around it. This is the logo. And for him being a logo, he didn't win as many championships as obviously Bill Russell. He only had one because Boston was his nemesis. You know, Boston. I found that out watching the thing with Magic Johnson, how much that Jerry West hated the Lakers. I mean, the Boston, and how that rivalry was before Dr. Buss got there because he just couldn't beat. They couldn't beat Boston. Without Burrow had their number. You know, he didn't win MVP that year. Remember, they won the MVP and he still lost to Boston. But just what he did on that court was amazing. The numbers he put up, amazing.
Just think about it. He lost in the finals,
yes,
and was still named the MVP.
That's crazy.
What?
What? That's crazy. So that means he had a hell of a game. But he didn't have no help. You know, it's amazing. But rest in peace, man, to both them legends, man. Definitely rest in peace. They left a legacy that can't be matched, you know, a presence that can't be matched. And they were prepared for a reason, man. You know what I mean? Because they always say the legends die young. So to be able to see it, the legends die old is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You know and he's going in this year. They had announced it before he passed. He's going into the Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame, for a third time.
Wow. Because I know he went as a player, as a coach, and he went in as a GM, executive. Yep.
And now he's going in as Olympic player. Won in the Olympics.
Wow. So icing on the cake.
Olympic basketball player.
Icing on the cake, my brother.
That's great. Well, we just did baseball top 5.
Yes.
Let's do basketball. His position was shooting guard.
Yes.
What does he make your top 5 shooting guard? I think he has to.
Shooting guard, just shooting guard.
Shooting guard. He was a shooting guard.
Michael Jordan.
Kobe.
Steph Curry. Kobe
Steph Curry's technically a 1.
Is he a point?
Klay Thompson's the 2.
Is he a point?
He plays the point.
Okay, so I can't put Steph Curry in there. Then you said Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, for sure.
Them 2 ahead of him.
I mean, mine's about to be Allen Iverson, but he ain't gonna make that. With the Wade considered a 2?
He's considered a 2.
I put Wade up there. Wade is in that.
Okay.
Tracy McGrady was a point guard. I think he's a 2 too.
McGrady was a 3.
A 3/2.
He was a 3 and a 2.
But we talking about purely shooting guard. I got put Jerry West up there. He makes my top 5 for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I can't think a shooting guard for sure. He's a logo for sure.
Complete player. Offensive player.
Leader. Yeah, I didn't think about that one. Yes, he makes my top 5 for sure. The 5th one in there, man. Who's a 5? That's legendary though. I don't want to leave nobody out. It's hard for shooting guards. This is a crazy position.
Bill Bradley.
Bill Bradley. Okay.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you're right. Jaylen Brown.
You just got to start naming 2 guards that were really good. Clyde Drexler.
I'm thinking about that. Not in my top 5.
No, he's not my top 5 either. I'm just
thinking
off the cuff.
Allen Iverson would be in there for me.
Allen Iverson's up there.
Yeah, he's up there. Was Reggie considered a 2?
He was considered a 2.
Man, you got Reggie. Ray Allen's a 2.
Ray Allen's a 2.
Ray Allen's definitely a 2. Outside Steph Curry, he was the top 3-point shooter.
What about Kyrie?
He's awesome, but
he won one championship.
He won one championship.
Made the shot that won the championship.
Yeah, he's a game changer. Man, it's hard.
And even though he's the size of a point guard, Luka is the point guard.
He's still playing, so I can't even put him in that right now. You feel me?
Okay.
Maybe when it's over, we could say, but right now, not Magic's a point guard. Kane. I'll put Allen Iverson as my 5th.
Okay.
I can't go beyond that so far. Yeah. I mean, McGrady, if he had a long career, I'd have probably said Tracy McGrady.
McGrady didn't win.
Yeah.
He didn't win.
Injuries hurt him bad too.
When
So,
he got on San Antonio was the first time that he was able to get past the first round.
yeah,
And
you're
he
right.
wasn't even playing anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
Every time he actually played, he got eliminated in the first round.
Yeah.
His whole career.
Houston,
Whole career.
Orlando, and Toronto. Yeah, he can't get over the
And
hump.
Houston.
And in Houston, I think the longest run he probably had was as a rookie when he was in Toronto. But then they had an awesome team with Vince Carter, because Vince Carter led that team. So you know what I'm saying. But the team, like you said, he led, they couldn't get that first round.
And he had like good leads. He had like 3-1 series.
Yeah, it just
didn't happen.
It never happened. You know. And speaking of basketball, congratulations to the Boston Celtics, man. Congratulations, man. Finally, now, which is a dumb question because I believe you're going to say yes.
Okay.
It's Tatum and Brown, and I throw Al Horford. Let's just stick with the Tatum and Brown. Are banners going up in the rafters when they're done? Are they Hall of Fame? Boston?
Probably. It's a little early. You know, Tatum is only 26.
He don't get the banner?
And Brown is about that too.
He don't get the banner? Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett got a banner up there, and they only won one. These dudes got
these guys
more than one.
These guys only won one to so far.
Yeah, but
we're talking about the banner, like Hall of Fame banner. Is that what we're talking about?
Or the Boston, not
like to retire their number.
Yeah, going up in the garden in the rafters when they're said and done. I think they can verify their spot.
If their career ended today, I'd say no.
You say no?
I would say no if it ended today. Now, 10 years from now, when they're gonna actually end it, then it's a yes.
If Jason Tatum, if something happened to that guy or Jaylen Brown, they don't get the rap, man. Come on, man.
Hey, man,
get that.
You see how many rap? They're gonna run out of numbers.
Yeah, but
Parrish got his number retired. He was 00. They had to give Tatum 10. What's next? Another high draft pick? Is it going to be 000?
Yeah, I mean, listen, unfortunately, this franchise doesn't have some remarkable legends come through their doors. They just know how to draft well. I give it up to GMs, and they have awesome GMs, man. That's all I can say. Because it takes GMs to build these teams, correct? You know, they got on Jerry Krause about
back in the day, lots of times the head coach had the power as a GM, like Red Auerbach. He orchestrated those championships that they won with Bill Russell.
But you got to give Brad Stevens utmost credit, and then you also got to say, what the heck was Milwaukee thinking? What was Milwaukee thinking, man? Look, this year for Milwaukee's has been a terrible decision making.
Yes.
If any GM should have been fired, it should have been their GM.
Mm-hmm.
You trade away quite arguably your best defender and get your team into a flow point guard. And Drew Holiday, he goes to Boston and wins a chip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You bring in Dame Lillard, he's at the end of his career, bro. I'm just going to call it.
He's on the back line. He's on the back line.
Right. His best year is in Portland, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he's never been known to be a defensive guy, okay? Yes, Giannis got injured. Yes, it was some bad things that happened, but I believe that happened because you fired your coach and they was up with the second in the East behind who? Boston, who was a champion, and you fire your coach, okay? You send Drew Holiday to Boston. That's all they needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I must say it. Marcus Smart, I loved his energy. I loved his heart. I thought he bled green, but he just wasn't what they needed to get over the hump. Because at times you won't need that offense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a difference maker in this series, in this finals, that Drew Holiday, for the most part, he stepped up. He
was better than Luka. He was better.
Straight up. He gave you, the first 3 games, averaged 20-something, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't getting that out of Marcus Smart.
Mm-hmm.
I promise he wasn't.
And he was still playing defense.
And not only that, you set the tone for the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And even Tatum and Brown had to admit to that. They said, look, when you got a guy like Drew Holiday, Tatum said, I can't believe we got him, honestly. But when you got a guy like that sets the tone defensively, you don't want to be the weak link when he's setting the tone.
Mm-hmm.
That's everywhere he's been. Philly, I think he got better once he left Philly. Philly, he was a good defender. I think he became a great defender with New Orleans.
Different role for him.
Yeah, Philly, he had to be a scorer.
He was the number one.
Yeah, he was.
And that doesn't play to his strength. He likes to get other people involved, and he'll be a steady, 17, 18, 19, 20-point guy versus, you're the guy. And in the fourth quarter, you're the guy. That doesn't play to him. You can be a number 2, a number 3, and still have a Hall of Fame kind of career. And now, since he hasn't been a prime, now here's a question for you, because he played longer than Tatum and Brown.
He did.
Forget about Boston and the Raptors.
Okay.
Holiday's got 2 titles now.
He does.
On 2 different teams. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Is Rob Horry in the Hall of Fame?
No.
That's my argument.
Was Robert Horry ever?
I believe.
Was he ever an All-Star?
How many times would you Holiday All-Star? I never recall. I know Rob Horry never. No, he never was. But he got 7. He got 7 rings.
He got 7 rings as a role player.
Yeah, but he still got 7 rings. Drew Holiday, in my opinion, I believe that he goes in as I believe he earns his right to be a Hall of Famer, because of him being a dual threat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe when Paul George's career is already, he probably make the Hall of Fame. I don't see how, because there's nothing on his resume that warrant him being a Hall of Famer. He has no championships, and I don't care if he had 1 championship. I still don't think it's enough. You know what I mean? He's talking about Hall of Fame, the best of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Drew Holiday the best of the best at this position? If you look at the matchups, I don't see too many guards that got the best of them. Mm-hmm. So that would be my argument for him, is that he was an elite defender and he could score. And he made everybody kind of better when he went to their team.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the criteria for that, bro, was hard.
He reminds me of a poor man's, but not very poor, but a poor man's Gary Payton. That's what he reminds me of.
Gary Payton makes the Hall of Fame, though.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Right. So in that case,
and he won 1 title.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he was as flat. I think with Gary Payton was just so flamboyant. He talked. He was, I think that his personality and his game, obviously, but his personality definitely won him over because his peers acknowledged him as what he did. So in that case, I think Drew Holiday does get in because his peers acknowledge what he does on that court. There's no team, no player that plays against him that don't respect what he does. So in that case, yeah, I think he gets in. What about you? You think so?
I think he gets in too.
Yeah, I think.
But not Robert Horry.
No.
Robert Horry was a role player that made
role player
shots.
Oh, hold up, dude.
Different organization.
In Houston, he wasn't. In Houston, he actually was a part of that he started in Houston.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
Yeah, they got 2.
Well, okay.
They got 2.
He won 2 titles in Houston.
This is it. Now after that, he was a role player.
He was never the number 1 option on offense. He wasn't the number 2 option on offense.
No, he wasn't. No,
okay.
He wasn't.
Then he goes to Phoenix. People forget he went to Phoenix. That was terrible.
I forgot he went to Phoenix. Yeah.
Then he goes to the Lakers. Finds a good role there.
Then he went to San Antonio.
Then he went to San Antonio and still had a little juice left and found a good role there.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Although I still hold it against him what he did to Steve Nash. That he got away with something that he shouldn't have got away with. All those players got suspended off of Phoenix because he gave a forearm to Steve Nash. And Phoenix would have won that series.
I mean, he did his job. He did his job.
Okay.
He did his job.
Being a goon and knocking somebody that's 7 inches shorter than you. Good one.
You know how it goes, man. You know how it goes.
Yeah, this ain't hockey. And he wasn't the 12th man on the roster. You have the 12th man on the roster come in and pick a fight and hurt somebody. Not Robert Horry. Come on, man. You're better than that. You're better.
Speaking of hockey.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. It's been a great postseason for hockey. I thought we were gonna come up today. Honestly, the way it was looking, I thought we was going to be talking about the Panthers was crowned the champs. Okay.
So did I.
Somebody forgot to give Edmonton the memo.
Mm-hmm.
McDavid is showing you that it ain't. No, it's not that.
Yes.
I respect them. I respect them. I respect them because guess what, man? They did not lay down.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it their all. And man, 8-1. 8-1.
They couldn't score for 3 games, and then they broke the seal.
Explosion.
8-1, and then yesterday 5-3.
5-3. Yup, explosion. So my question now to you, Gilly, is: do Panthers say we're done with the shenanigans, close these dudes out, or has Edmonton figured out their juice, and now the offense is open up? That's their biggest thing. If
I'm going Edmonton. I'm going Edmonton. Edmonton's going to be the first team to be down 3-0 in the finals, and they're going to come back because Game 6 is in Edmonton. They ain't losing that game. And the big advantage that Florida had over everybody was their goaltender. No. And now he looks shook.
Yeah.
He looks shook.
And Edmonton has the best player on ice. They have the best player on ice. Yep. I think that's a factor in this.
Yes.
Okay, like you said, if Bob Bobrovsky, the Big B, right? If he's shook, if Big Bob is shook and can't find his mojo, right? I'm leaning towards the best player on the ice.
Me too. Because now in your head,
right,
you don't have to win 4 in a row. Now you're telling yourself, we're halfway there.
Yeah.
We're halfway there.
If they come out and win the next game, right, which is in Edmonton.
Game 7 at your house. You're calling it. Look, Game 7, Larry Loper's house. Bring the beer. I'll bring the hoagies.
Look, pressure cooker. Home team pressure. But what Carl said it, Brad said, right? He said that you want to have that advantage if you're home. Mm-hmm. In hockey. You want that home field, that home ice advantage, right? I'm trying to think who made it Game 7 in this postseason that had the home ice but lost at home. Dallas did.
Dallas lost, yeah.
They did. Edmonton beat them in Dallas. They sure did. Edmonton, yup, they sure.
And the Rangers lost to Florida.
Was it in 7?
In 7.
Yeah, it was at home.
Square Garden. So they both done it.
So it can be done. But like you said, history is going to be made if they get past. Like you said, it's Florida got to go on there, man, and handle business. Like Bob got to find his mojo. He got to be awesome. Yeah. He got to be awesome. Awesome. And I think if he could get in there and clog that net up, do his thing, come up with some amazing saves, because there's going to be a lot of pressure on him, as you see. Edmonton gets a lot of shots on goal. You know what I mean? So he gonna have to bring it, because if they get that one in,
like in the first period, 1-0,
it's gonna be over.
Yeah,
because that's when his mental gonna start setting in. Oh man, so I'm highly impressed, bro. Yeah. I just thought it was over.
Yep.
I thought it was going. I just thought that, especially when Florida came out, you thought it was over. Everybody in America
they couldn't score. The high-scoring Edmonton couldn't score. I'm like, if they can't score, Florida's better everywhere else.
Yeah.
But sometimes the great ones, and I do mean great ones, not the ones that put up good stats during the regular season. The great ones in any sport, they just refuse to lose. Yeah. They just say not today.
Yeah.
Not today. I'm not going to worry about tomorrow. I'll worry about tomorrow. Not today. Refuse to lose. Mark Messier did it in 94 against my Devils. Okay, it happens. Jordan did it more than once. It just they say, I don't care what's against me. I don't care what the odds is. I don't care if I got food poisoning, the flu, whatever you want to call that game. I'm not losing today. Tomorrow, I don't know. Today, I'm not losing. Mm-hmm. And Connor McDavid yesterday said that with his play, with his actions. I'm the best mother bleeping player in the world. Y'all better recognize. And if you don't know, Ask someone or Google, because I'm about to show you. And he
Yeah,
did. He
all
showed
right.
up, showed out.
Like Stephen A.
Nick
said,
Davis.
he's a bad man.
That's right. That's right. Made that puck whistle off his stick.
Mm.
That's what's up. Can't wait for game 6.
Oh man, he's the only one. I'm watching that game, Jack. I promise you I am. I
Oh,
promise
boy.
you I am.
We might be texting each other.
Yeah.
We might
Yeah.
be doing that.
Yeah.
Because game 6 sets up game 7. Can
Oh.
you imagine being on the plane if you're Edmonton wanting to go to Florida? I might request to go that night.
Yeah.
Because in my mind,
You
I'd be like, the
done
faster I
figured
get
it
there,
out.
the
Yup.
faster we get this game over with.
You done figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
You done figured it out. They made the adjustment. So we're gonna see if Florida knows they got to make the adjustments, man. So this is a crucial game. Hey, obviously, because they win, then they're the new champions, right?
Right.
If they don't, it's gonna be interesting.
Mm. All right. Well, we don't talk much golf, but I gotta say, the U.S. Open this past weekend, especially on Sunday, round, was drama.
Yeah, what's called blew it, didn't he? Because Rory blew it, right?
Rory.
He blew it. He had bogeys in the last 3 holes, didn't he?
Rory, yes.
It was him winning, right?
And they were easy putts. They were easy putts, and he missed them. And DeChambeau, who wasn't great, but just good enough to, if you make a mistake, I'm right there. If you make a mistake, I'm right there. Well, guess what? Rory made a couple of mistakes late, and DeChambeau was there, and he got him. He got him.
Maybe
personally, I like this because DeChambeau is a live player, and Rory was the face of the PGA when they were at war with each other.
Yeah.
The two leagues. And this is a huge win for live. Obviously, DeChambeau is a rock star when it comes to golf. Rory is just a name. He hasn't won a major in over a decade.
Yeah.
I mean, he wins tournaments, but let's be honest. We know what we follow. We follow the Masters.
British Open.
We follow the British Open, which is now just called the Open. We follow the U.S. Open because of it falls on Father's Day weekend.
And Masters.
And the PGA.
The PGA.
The PGA. That's what we follow. We don't follow anything. We don't follow the Travelers. Open or anything. We don't follow any of that, and we certainly don't follow live. I mean, we don't even probably know all the guys that are playing for live. What do I care about Saudi Arabia? You know what I mean? Where that money comes from. I don't care. Government don't care. Why should I care? Oh, they're not American. That's blood money. Government don't care. Government don't care. You know, you're going to offer me, you know, $100 million contract. You know, when I'm making tournaments and I'm averaging $2.5 million a year, and you're going to offer me $100 million for 8 years, sign me up. And I don't even have to win. I'm guaranteed the money. If you're a competitor, you're a competitor.
Yeah, exactly. So,
you know, you're going to lose your competitiveness if you already are guaranteed the money. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. How many people say they would play for free?
Yeah, I'm a competitor. Yeah, only a person.
I want to win.
Only a person that don't understand how it feels to compete would ever say that. Mm-hmm. It's not the money. Money is just compensation for what we do. And nobody gonna get on that playing field and say, "Hey, I'm just here just to be here." Man, I'm here to win.
Money. I'm not turning, especially easy money. I get to do what I want, and you're gonna overpay me when I was being underpaid.
Yeah. So so I'm supposed to stick around, get paid this money, right? And I do it for the love of the sport and the love of the competition, right? So in that case, once again, if it's for the love of competition and all that, should not be rewarded for my competition, my effort. Mm-hmm. So if you're telling me, I don't know what land you live in. I don't care what part of the planet you live on, unless you live out there with the Australians and you're Aborigine or a Pekingese somewhere, you know, where they don't need money because they got dead animals hanging around their freaking carcasses and stuff, right? The average person ain't turn out $100 million.
Yeah. Is it what? It's not capitalism because it's happening in another country?
Yeah. Okay.
I like money. And
I love money.
If I have an easier road to provide for my family,
Exactly.
their family, and their family after that, generational wealth, and I
Why
still
wouldn't I?
get to do what I want to do, and I'm supposed to say no because of where the money's coming from?
I'm
Why
good.
do I care?
I'm
I'm
good.
not a soldier. I'm not a politician. I have nothing to do with what happened with 9/11. I don't know if these people do or they don't, but the government sure don't care. So I'm supposed to care for them?
Mm-hmm.
No, no. It's business. It's business. To me, that's easy. So Rory, if you would have told me between Rory McIlroy and Kyrie Irving, they would both lose big time, okay, in their own respective sport. One would run and hide like a child, and the other one would congratulate the winner. I would not have thought that Kyrie was the one who
Right.
congratulated,
Right.
and Rory would have been the one to run and hide.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
that's how
once
it
again,
goes.
Kyrie showed maturity, man.
He did this year. He did.
Maturity, man. And once again, like you said in a post conference, he understands the feeling of being on that stage, and especially Boston went there the year before when they played Golden State. So he understands that feeling of you're getting close to the goal and then lose. But once again, what did it do? It motivated them. So he looked at it as that way. Like, look, man, we've been here. If we can keep this kind of same core together, maybe add a piece, but keep the kind of core together. The core got us here. We know in all season what we have to work on. Luka, you know what you have to do. You have to stop worrying about the referees and play your game. You have to commit more to the defensive side because you cried that game 6. That game, my fault. That game, 4.
Game 3.
Game 3. Yeah, at home. You cried. You cried. In the moment they needed you the most, you did a dumb foul. It was a dumb foul. You fouled them, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't cry to your bench. Don't cry to the referee. The referees took you out your game since the beginning of the game. You allowed the referees to take you out the game, bro. Feel me? So as great as Luka is, I'm not getting on Luka because he's the future and all that. This what happens. I mean, I think the great ones all had to go through this moment. A failure. And I don't say you have to fail to succeed, but it seems that way. Because if you look at all the ones as legends, they failed before they succeeded. And maybe the taste of that defeat that makes you have that extra edge. So when you go into this off season and you're working, you know what you're working towards. I have a team that actually could get me there. You know what I mean? Compared to if you came back, Gil, in the off season and they done tore it all apart, that zaps you of energy, bro. If you're in rebuild mode, care what you say, rebuild. Oh man, heck no. Heck no. Heck no. Heck no. Well, motivation all season, the fact that you, especially if you keep that core together, you know that you got a team that could go. And all I would think this was his motivation. Next year, hopefully, because we know it's very difficult to go back to back. Let's just say in the next 3 years, we get our shot back at that chip, and then we walk away victorious. That's the only way you can do it. But shout out to Kyrie, man, for growth.
Right.
And Roy is Roy. He just salvaged his marriage. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Brought his marriage back. They don't want to get divorced. So maybe that's a good thing.
Right.
But hey, bro, I mean, heck, if you bogey 3 and you knew you could have walked away with the trophy, you'd be kind of teed off too, when you.
I mean, yes, I do get that, but the optics are bad. The optics, how I had mentioned, Rory was the face of the PGA.
Yeah.
He was the one talking against these guys jumping ship, leaving the PGA to go to the Live Tour. Now you lose to a Live Tour guy, and you're not going to be there to answer the questions. You're not going to be there to give the congratulations and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and he was supposed to be in a tournament this weekend, and I think he pulled out because he's not ready for the press yet. Don't hold me to that, but I'll find out tomorrow, because tomorrow's the first day, and if he's not in it, because he had an invite that he had accepted, if he does not show up, it is because he's not ready to face the music yet. I've never had a huge loss in athletics. I have in other, personal things in my life, but in athletics, so I can't say that I relate. I wasn't good enough to be on a big stage to choke it up. I have choked on other things. I choked on trying out for the talent show, and I choked on that stage. I did that. I choked when a scout came to see me back when I was all county in New Jersey and second team all state, and then the scout comes to see me, and I throw the ball and I hit the 1 pin, I hit the 10 pin on my first shot. I'm like, all right, calm down, relax, make it up on my second shot. And my second shot was right where the 10 pin was. So I didn't get nothing but one. I only got one on that frame. I walked away with my head down. I put my head up to look where this, look at the scout talking to my coach. All I saw was my coach. No scout there anymore. Well, whatever, man. At least I found out I wasn't good enough. That was disappointing, but I found out I had my shot, took my shot. I missed. I don't have to wonder about it. Rory's going to get another shot.
Yeah.
But you've got to, you're there when you win. You got to be there when you lose. To go on social media and congratulate him, that's weak.
That's weak, man.
That's weak. That's weak in my opinion. And let me tell you something else I think is weak while I'm on the subject. I have a feeling you're going to agree with me because we agree on most things. So about not quite a week ago, half a week ago, handful of days ago, right after the Dallas Mavericks lost and Luka fouled out on that game, Brian Windhorst, who is a reporter for ESPN, and he used to cover the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was their beat writer. So he's been covering basketball full time since I think 2003. Okay, so he's seen a lot of pro ball, and he really got on Luka. Really kind of flat out blamed him for the loss, that game 3, and said, his lack of effort, his immaturity. Got on him pretty good. You can agree or disagree with that. I think it's kind of hard not to mostly agree. Maybe they didn't lose because of him, but he's got to definitely be better in a lot of ways, starting here. Well, a lot of people on social media and some people who used to play but don't play anymore, like Jason Williams, aka White Chocolate, they took umbrage with that. They did not like that. They didn't like it. And what they were doing were making comments or showing pictures of Windhorst from like his side profile, sitting down at the chair at the desk and something. It's pretty obvious. You don't even need to see that Brian Windhorst is a big man. Okay, he's a big, thick guy. But to try, in my opinion, and demean his opinion because he never played pro ball.
Right.
He's huge like that. He shouldn't have an opinion. A guy that size shouldn't say somebody else didn't give max effort because look at him. He's 400 pounds. I think it's ridiculous.
Well, ridiculous. Why don't they do it to Stephen A? Why don't they do it to Skip Bayless? Why don't they do it to them other guys? Because they're not athletic. I don't care what Stephen A said he did in high school or college, right? He never made no NBA roster, nor Skip Bayless. You right? He's a king of journalism though. He's definitely that guy there. I give him that. But guess what? Most people in the world that gave an opinion can do what the people that are doing the thing. Think about it. Gil, everybody on earth that gives the most opinions, they always say what they would do if they were in their shoes, right? But you're not in their shoes. You never would be in their shoes.
Correct.
You could never feel their shoes or even tie their shoes, okay? But you have the most opinions about what somebody else should do in that situation. You feel me? So at the end of the day, they're totally wrong because guess what? He couldn't have an opinion. Hey, Luka gave him the fuel for his opinion. He did certain things, like once again, it only could hurt me if it's remotely the truth. It can't hurt me if it's something. The thing you can say whatever you want about me, bro. Right? Only thing that's ever gonna cut my gut is the stuff that I truly feel is the truth. Right? If I know it's all, as we say, cat in our world, it's called cat. It's a whole bunch of fluff. bunch of bull crap added on. Nonsense. I'm not affected too much about it unless it's some stuff you feel like is slandering your name. You feel me? Then now you might be a little offended because of slander. You want to you might want to step up for that. But unfortunately, Duke he had a bad game. Okay. And on top of that, he argued with the refs. Okay. He's a leader of that team.
And he fouled out.
Awesome. Right. So once again, we praise him because once again, we praise him when he's doing great. Right. Oh man, one of the best tandems, and oh man, they can't be stopped. We were saying on that when they was doing what they did to Minnesota, right? He's such a competitor, he's a killer, and all that. All right, well, guess what? On the flip side of that, as much as we praise you, you gotta be open for the scrutiny when you don't live up to them expectations. Okay, this is the bar you set, my brother. This is the final. This is the playoffs. You set the bar. Unfortunately, you did not live up to the standard that you set. Okay. Yes, I agree with you. I'm not saying that you're the reason why they lost the game, right? But you didn't help the game either. You didn't bring value in the moments. So at the moments, you brought more detriment to the team than you did help. You know what I'm saying? And we need the best Luka, not that Luka, not that throwing the tantrum and blaming the referees for every freaking call. Okay, they're not going to get every freaking call. All y'all do is cry to the referees. I would get tired of being a ref. I couldn't do it. Because every player thinks they get hacked. Okay, you're going to get touched. It's basketball, bro. Okay, play through it.
What does that have to do with not playing defense?
Exactly.
What does that have to do with you doing ole?
You know why you don't play defense? Because you're arguing with the ref. So while you're arguing with the ref, your man is downfield.
Right. Now it's a 5-on-4.
Right. And then when you are playing defense, it's one-on-one coverage, right? You're letting Tatum do what he wanted to do. What he wanted to do. Jaylen Brown shutting you down. Literally. I got Luka. You feel me? So you didn't step up. And you didn't step up defensively because you had a one-on-one matchup and your one-on-one matchup doing what he wanted to do. Straight up. You know, so once again, I don't think he was wrong for his comments. I think it was what he observed. And he gave an honest assessment of what he observed.
A lot of people said almost the exact same thing, but I guess you have to be under 200 pounds.
Yeah,
or you have to be a former professional
to give an opinion
to make that comment.
Okay.
Because being a big person and physically a big person,
right?
And covering the NBA for over 20 years, which is something that most guys that want to be in a sport but can't be, that would be your second choice because you're still around it.
Right.
Oh, I'm still around it. I could still report on it. I could still interview these guys. I could still put out a column. That's what you would want to do. You know, Stephen A. Smith does it. Oh, well, you know, he used to be pretty good in college or whatever. Okay. Well, guess what? Look up Brian Windhorst. Look at him because he was on his varsity basketball team in high school. Oh, what's wrong? Oh, did that just kill your argument? Oh, but he's fat now. Yeah, he's fat now. He's a reporter. Who cares if he's fat or if he's tall or if he's short or if he's really skinny? You just are superficial. That's what you are. You know, I can easily make a comment about Jason Williams and say, look at this guy talking basketball who looks like the poster child of a meth addict. Because that's what he looks like to me. With bad tattoos, bad skin, really, really white. To me, he looks like trailer park trash meth addict. That's what he looks like to me.
Right.
And I can say that because I'm almost technically white. Almost. Skin, yes. My father's Puerto Rican, so
yeah.
Technically, no. Literally, yes. Technically, no. But I can say it. And I said it. He looks like meth trailer park trash. That's what he looks like to me when I see him talk. That's the guy making fun of Brian Windhorst. Oh, when he talks, all I see is his big neck. Grow up, dude. Grow up. Talk about a guy who had skills and really didn't put it all together. He was built for show, not to go.
Yeah.
He was more of a circus act than he was a real NBA player, in my opinion. To me, he's more famous in college throwing passes, alley-oop passes to Randy Moss when they were playing high school ball together in college at Marist than he was ever being a king, Sacramento King in the NBA. Because once he got traded for Bibby, no one heard from him again until he was the 11th or 12th man on the Miami Heat team that won a championship and gifted him a championship.
Yeah,
Anyway,
right.
I digress. Let's get to one of your sports, one of your babies.
Oh man.
So we got something that just happened and then
Oh.
something that got postponed and
Yeah.
rescheduled and a fill-in. So we got boxing, the sport, and boxing the circus. Let's get to boxing the sport first. Which
Oh my goodness.
Last weekend.
Oh my goodness, man. Once again, I wasn't surprised. I was actually talking to a good friend of mine about the Tank versus Martin fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't really understand the science of boxing, so he understands the politics, right? And he doesn't understand promotion.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what happened was he's like, hey, the guy was talking all this and that. I say, this was his first time really in a major fight.
Mm-hmm.
He's headlining a fight. Normally, he's a good fighter. Don't take nothing from him, right? But Tank warned him, and he actually was right what he said. He said you picked just too short. It was you jumped the gun too much.
Yep.
Right? Unfortunately, your promoters don't care about your career like that because they would advise you not now. You feel me? You need some more ring experience. And to his credit, he fought a great fight up until the 7th round. Once again, he went against a fighter. You got to think Tank has fought 205 amateur fights. There's nothing he has not seen. This guy was made to fight. Okay, he's comfortable. MGM Grand, he's a headline that thing. He is the face of boxing. You can't get around it. He knows that he's the face of boxing. Why? Credit to him, but you also got to give credit to his team. They do a remarkable job of preparing him for these fights, and he trusts them. He's been working with the same trainer since he was 7 years old, bro. You're 7 years old. He's 29, about to be 30, right? That's 21 years he's been with the same trainer. A lot of these dudes, Ryan Garcia, I can name a whole bunch of other guys. They get in fights with guys, they lose, and they want to switch their whole trainer, go to somebody else. This guy's been consistently with the same guy that picked him out of Baltimore as a child. He trusts him, okay? His trainer, shout out to his trainer, man, because his trainer, man, Coach Calvin, he really puts the time in because he studies the opponent, okay? They know what Tank gonna do. Like he says all the time, I know what he gonna do. He ain't even been tested yet. I got a Ferrari, but they ain't really pushed it to the limits. I ain't pushed the Lamborghini to the max yet. Ain't nobody been able to get them there. I want you to do it. I want to test my skills, right? And it never fails. I'm going to take you to deep water and I'm going to drown you. Why? Because I know if I could take your punch, the fight's over. And that's what he does the first couple rounds. He's really just gauging distance, gauging your power, see what you're going to work with, see if he can take it, and he'll know that eventually I'm going to wear you out mentally. That's where it starts at. And this is a life lesson. I told my partner, this is a life lesson, bro. You feel me? That in life, you have to be disciplined. You have to stick to your plan because the moment you become comfortable, the moment you think you got it, that's when that blow that you never seen coming comes and hits you and knocks you smooth out. Some people could get hit and might stumble, and then you'll finally recover and get back in the fight. Most people get floored. They get knocked out, and it's over. Fight's over. That's what happened to Frank. Frank was in this fight. He was excellent footwork. He was excellent, good counters, right? But you could tell he was just he in the beginning kept the fight in the middle, but Tank was stalking the whole time. He was stalking, high guard stalking, just getting his range. And once he started getting the range, cutting that ring off, and that was hard coming to hard blows. Frank was looking for that good counter, which never came. Never came because he never saw the punch that set it all up, which was actually a hook. Then the uppercut came, and once he got hit with the uppercut, he was already out.
Yeah,
the left was just a kisser. That was just the shot that you just all in fighting. You just wish you could get that good shot. It was that shot. Boom. Over. That's why he already knew once he jumped on the ropes. He already know he ain't getting up. He ain't want to get up. You know what I'm saying? No. So
that's also the shot that messes up your brain too.
it does. It does.
That's the
Because
one.
you can't guard that shot. It's a straight, and he
Yeah.
has a rock hand, man. For that little dude get hit hard.
Mhm.
Obviously, he's a tank, right?
Yeah.
Um, and once again, I thought, like I told my partner, I said, man, they didn't do a good job promoting the fight. All right. So Tank had to be the villain. He had to be the extra cocky guy. He had to do all the antics because that's the only way we really want to see the fight.
Mhm.
Because they're on his side, they didn't build up Frank Martin enough.
Right.
You know, normally when you go to a boxing match, normally both sides are kind of built up.
Yeah.
You know, think about it. Ryan Garcia was a great salesman for himself. They
Yeah.
promoted it very well. And then with him and Oxy De La Hoya, say what you want about Oxy De La Hoya, he promotes fights well.
Yeah.
You hate the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You really hate Oscar.
You tune in
Just
as much to see a guy lose as you do to see a guy.
Oscar. Yeah, because you really don't care about Oscar, right? Pacquiao, Mayweather. I was explaining about Pacquiao. Pacquiao didn't have to be the villain because he's been a nice guy. He's, you know, he's the story to come. We know where he came from. He came from the Philippines, came from nothing. And he fought his way up to greatness. And he's a nice guy. Okay. But he done built a resume because he was a beast in the ring. Opposite what he was outside the ring. God bless you, brother. Yeah, he's a good brother. God bless you. You know, he's very good fighter, but he bless you, you know, right? But in the ring, he's a monster. A monster, right? Floyd is what Floyd is, man. He's cocky, he's brassful. You want to see the guy lose. He's flamboyant. I forget you. You ain't never gonna beat me. That's what we signed up to see. We signed to see this guy lose. Say what you want. We couldn't wait to. It's like you see when Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. Imagine that day when wherever you was at, you saw that fight. That is history being made. That's what we wanted to see with Floyd. Unfortunately or fortunately, he was just that great. Say what you want about the guy. And then the drama between him and Gervonta, you know what I mean? Because you know Floyd. One thing about Floyd, he's ego. You know, he's narcissistic. You know what I mean? So it got to be about Floyd.
Most of the great ones are
narcissistic, right? So now the spotlight's not on Floyd. He's taken away from his greatness. You know what I mean? Because like Gervonta said, I'm doing what you're doing at a younger age. I'm about to see prices and get the money you probably have seen at a younger age. You know, I am the face of boxing. I'm undefeated. Nobody in that weight class is going to beat him. Nobody. I'm saying it right now, brother. Nobody's going to beat him. I think his next fight is going to be Lomachenko. It's going to be an interesting fight, though, because Loma is able to, he could box. So with Tank, with Loma, it's going to be very interesting because it's a styles fight. I don't think Loma's going to win because he couldn't even beat Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Right. But I don't see him getting knocked out, though. I don't see Loma getting knocked out, which is very difficult. But I don't see him getting knocked out. I think he could box his way to a decision, and he's going to lose a decision because I think Tank will outbox him. You know what I mean? He's going to catch him some shots, but no, Loma hit you with angles.
Yeah.
And once again, I give Coach Calvin his credit because he will have a game plan ready for Loma. So I don't know because Loma could catch a shot too, but I don't see Loma not being disciplined in that ring. He's a very disciplined fighter. You know, only thing he doesn't have is the power.
Right.
So he's not going to hurt Tank with the power. So that's the only downside of Loma is the fact that he won't be able to hurt Tank.
Right. He's still an A-level fighter, though.
Oh, he's definitely an A-level fighter. He's showing you what he done. Kambosa was never on his level. So that was just never. You know, and him losing Teofimo just fought a great fight. He fought a great fight at the time.
That was a great fight.
It was a great fight. It was a great fight. He stuck to his game plan. Teofimo knew what he was going to do. With Kambosa's, Teofimo just really slept on the opponent. He really did. And he wanted to knock this guy out so bad that he really got away from his. And then he partied, and he did some Mike Tyson stuff, man, without the cocaine. He just did some other stuff, right? Yeah, that part. He said, you
brought up Mike Tyson.
I did bring up Mike Tyson. He's 60, right?
58. He's
58. Yeah, that's like being 60. He has an ulcer. So they had to postpone the fight, and I think it's when in November sometime or in July.
Yeah, now they postponed it till November,
Right.
but Jake Paul announced that he's gonna fight before that.
Right.
He's gonna fight this summer, and the fill-in for the fight is Platinum Mike Perry, the champion in the bare knuckle league.
Ooh. In the bare knuckle league.
In bare knuckle, he's 5-0.
Yeah, but you talking about putting gloves on though.
Yeah,
it's a little bit different. You know what I mean?
It's different.
It's taken away from because I think in the bare knuckle it'd been different because you ain't got no padding. It's strictly your knuckles. With the padding, it kind of takes away from what you can do with your knuckles. You know what I mean? So I think the advantage is the paw is still the paw because he can hit. He definitely got power. He knocked jokers out. You feel me?
And he's a better boxer.
Yeah, he's a better boxer. So I think Paul will win.
But Mike Perry ain't no joke. If you
think
that's
no joke,
it ain't.
No, he's a tough guy.
He's a legit tough guy. I think Paul probably wins by decision.
I do too. I don't think he's gonna knock him out. I think he's by decision. But Mike Tyson, man, I think once again, it's too many clauses in the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It reminded me when Mike Tyson fought Roy Jones. Mike couldn't fight him like he fought a heavyweight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think if in a contain, if you let Mike Tyson fight like Mike Tyson could fight, it ain't going past 3.
Mm-hmm.
It will have to not go past 3 because after 3,
he'll be dead of a heart attack.
Yeah, he'll be dead. Yeah, he'll fall off. You'll see the 60 come out. The first, and there's only 2 minute rounds. You know what I mean? So I think that's more an advantage of Mike Tyson than anything because he's old. So I don't care what you say, Father Time, bro. So by the time you get to that 3rd or 4th round, the advantage is to the young guy.
Yeah. Tyson has to win that fight.
He has to.
That's all I'm going to say. If you let Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul.
If Jake Paul wins that fight, man, it's gonna be hard to try and say that Jake Paul's not a real fighter. And I know it would be a almost 60-year-old Mike Tyson, but this is Mike Tyson.
It's Mike Tyson.
This is not Mike Tyson in a wheelchair with a long beard who he can't move. This is Mike Tyson who's in better shape now than he was 10 years ago.
Yeah, facts.
Now, 10 years ago, he was in his late 40s, which is still too old. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think Tyson has to get him in the first 2 rounds.
I agree.
They start that 3rd round, and that's when you see the fatigue. I think that's when Jake. And I think Jake can knock him out.
I do too.
I think when Tyson gets tired, those hands aren't like this.
I do too.
He's not moving like this.
They catch him.
He likes to do, and he becomes a stationary target.
Yeah. And Jake can hit, so I agree with you.
He can set up too. He could do jab, uppercut, jab, overhand right. That's what he likes to do.
I agree, and I think that the trauma of Mike Tyson being knocked out is going to kick in too. When you start getting into that feeling of I'm back in this space again, that can happen. Mm-hmm. So you're right. If you don't finish him in the first 3, the young boy going to end up taking over. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy. Speaking of Logan Paul, right? What did you think about? Did you watch Monday Night Raw?
I watched a little bit of it, but then I had to.
Did you catch the end?
No, I didn't.
So you didn't catch the intro we've been waiting for the last month or 2.
No.
We missed it, man. You gotta watch it. You gotta look it up.
I'll go back and watch it.
Oh, you gotta watch it. Jey Uso's on top doing his Jey Uso thing, right? Lights go out.
Did Roman Reigns come?
No. Fireflies lit up. Uncle Howdy made his entrance.
What?
With his sinister friends. He brought 4 sinister friends with him. If y'all know what I'm talking about, it's WWE. It's been Uncle Howdy, as you know, that's Bray Wyatt's brother, as Uncle Howdy. And he done brought 4. You know what Bray do. So it's some oh man, man, they look like what's that movie, man? The Hills lost.
Strangers.
The Hills has eyes. The Strangers.
Yeah.
All that combined. Man, when I say it was a great intro, you got to look it up. Uncle Howdy.
I will look it up.
Oh,
I'll look up the end of Raw.
And Sinister Friends, all Bray Wyatt. You can see just
nice.
Yeah, they brought him in real good, man. Like they brought him real good, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see the dudes in the ring action, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. Uncle Howdy, them boys, the promos are gonna get cut with you know. It takes me back with Bray when he had the Wyatt family and
I loved it.
Promos.
I love
it was a great promo.
Came down with that lamp.
Yeah.
And everybody took out their cell phones.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened on Raw, bro. All the lights came out, and the lantern, he had the lantern.
Mm-hmm.
He had the lantern. But
people would move him, and he'd be like, "Where's my fireflies?"
Yep, that's where the fireflies. So Jey Uso said, "Man, I don't want no though." He said, "Man, I don't want no parts of what they got going on, and the fireflies, they can have them." I would just shout out to my boy Bray Wyatt because it's always gonna be my boy, and I did it just to keep his memory alive. But now his brother's here, so here he can have the fireflies. He said, "I want no parts of that." When I say his friends, bro, look like he got a female with him too, bro. He got a female with him.
Was that Alexa Bliss?
I don't know because she got the mask on.
Was she little?
No. No, this girl is she got black hair. I would say Rhea Ripley kind of tall. But she's probably average, like an average woman's height.
Okay. Because Alexa Bliss is small.
Nah, she ain't Alexa Bliss. Nah. She average. I'd say about 5'7", probably like 5'6", 5'7". She about that tall.
Okay.
And then this guy with like you know how you got the bomb shelter, like you got the bomb shelter mask.
Yeah.
One of them like with a pig kind of thing, you know.
All right.
Another dude looked like the Beetlejuice. No, Beetlejuice when he made the long snout with the he looked like that. And it's another dude got a whacked out bunny mask on, but it's like a crazy Alice in Wonderland type of bunny, like crazy looking joint with a sledgehammer. You feel me? And then Uncle Howdy, you know how Uncle Howdy looks.
Yeah, I know what he looks like.
Yeah, so it was great. He said, "We're here." Blew out the lights.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
I'm definitely gonna check that out. I might check it out tonight.
Oh, your movie, man, for the people, man. If we cash out, man.
I got a couple more things here, but we can roll them quick. What do you think of Caitlin Clark being left off the Olympic team?
For the committee, they saw something that we didn't see. For Gil Arenas' opinion, I think that it made more sense for Gil Arenas because they said because the million fans, whatever. And he said, what? I think the million, put her on the team because it's going to bring you a million fans that she had. So it'd benefit the USA team for viewers wise more if you put her on the team. You don't got a player like that if you feel she wasn't able to compete with the team that you had. I mean, they got an awesome team though. So I still think they got a great team. So obviously they felt like either they didn't want the attention that came with her or she wasn't good enough to make the team.
What about the reports that were coming out? A couple of sources were listed with this, so it's not like pulled out of thin air. But what about the reports that came out that a big reason that they did not put her on the team is she would have been treated like the Christian Laettner of the 92 original Dream Team, where she's like the 11th or 12th player,
right,
getting a lot of playing time, and they think that she has not only a lot of fans in the United States, but she has a lot of international fans apparently. And they would have been angry and upset that she wasn't getting playing time.
Yeah, I think
they're looking for her to play, to watch her, and she's not playing.
I can believe that. Like I said before, I don't believe they want stuff that comes with her at this point. You feel me? You notice, and I believe it's good for the league, their league, because you know every day we're getting Caitlin Clark updates, and it's great for the league because if you could think about it, we wasn't talking about their league like that. We wasn't, bro.
Nope.
Now I would be looking into her league. Never. Now the flagrants, the targeting, the her
It's
Asian
every day.
league,
It's
you
pretty much
know,
every day.
every day. You know what I mean? And once again, these girls need to thank this girl. Instead of targeting her and trying to take her out, you need to thank her. Because this girl, whether you like it or not, yeah, like you said before, she's a white girl from Iowa, you know, but she done brought your league so much exposure. So much exposure. You benefit. You're getting sellout crowds when this girl comes to your town.
You're getting private jets now to travel.
Fact.
When they used to be commercial.
All because of her. So at the end of the day, instead of y'all fighting her and being jealous, that's why women don't do what men do. Women, you can hate me for my comment, but I'm being honest. This is why y'all don't get the same things that the men do, because y'all can't politic. Y'all can't play politics. Y'all gotta be cats and gotta get, oh my God, her. What about her? What about us? Forget y'all. Y'all benefit off of her. If we was men would have realized that. Man, forget that. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, shoot, I'm better than him, but it don't matter. Shoot, they gonna see him play. Now I get to shine because he here. I'm gonna put my best game on. Since he's the face of the league, I'm gonna show the face of the league I could beat him. That's how men think. Women say, "Oh, I'm gonna target her, knock her out." Dumb, you knock her out. There goes your fan base. We ain't watching.
You're slapping your own hand. You're hurting yourself. You don't take out the golden goose because she's the one laying the golden eggs, and you're the one benefiting from it. When you're on the court, play within the rules. Play hard as a competitor, as a professional. Of course, it's what we expect. But this other stuff that they're saying and the cheap shots that are not basketball plays, come on, man. Come on. That's the last thing you need is for her to go on the shelf. Whatchamacall, the one who plays for the Sparks. She just broke her leg.
Yeah,
broke her leg, man. She's out. She's out. You don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need your young stars to be getting knocked out. You're trying to promote your league. You know, you're the league that had the Houston Comets win 4 titles. Now there's no such thing as the Houston Comets.
That was dumb.
Okay? You don't need that. You don't need any team to go under. Okay? Don't do it.
Yeah.
Think long term. See the forest through the trees, please. Please do that. One last sporting thing. So your boy Trevor Lawrence got a new contract, $275 million, 142 guaranteed, annual payout $55 million. That is now the going rate for a guy that won 1 playoff game, been in the league 3 years, $55 million a year. Your boy, your boy, Dak, is better than this guy.
He is better.
Is Dak gonna ask for $60 million a year?
They're not gonna give it to him.
He's got to get at least 55.
Jerry ain't gonna give it to him. Jerry ain't gonna give it to him. So he's not gonna be Dallas Cowboys quarterback too much longer. He's not. Because Jerry figured he'd go to Trey Lance, right? Don't have to pay Trey Lance what they would have to pay Dak, right? Shoot the dice with Trey Lance, he's younger quarterback. You know, he's gonna go to Mike McCarthy and say, "Is he ready? We need to start getting him ready." Because they're not gonna give Dak that money. Especially if Dak can't get us past the playoffs. If Dak could go into this year and he could get and he could play ball is behind out, no injuries, because this is a contract year for him. So you pray that he don't get no injuries, right? Ball out, get us to the promised land. Unfortunately, he got to get us all the way to the chipper. Anything less than that, they're not going to give him that money. If he makes it to the chip, it's a good argument in his half. I still think they would not pay him the money he's due. And you're totally right. He is better than Trevor Lawrence. He is. He is. You know, the implosion, think about it, implosion of Jacksonville. You say a lot of factors, but a lot of it was a quarterback play. He made dumb decisions with the ball. Plain simple.
And even if you look at the 1 playoff game that he won, he really only had a good half. He had a good second half. First half, he was terrible. Didn't he throw 4 interceptions?
It was terrible. Luckily,
the Chargers, their dumb head coach started making bad calls. Didn't let Herbert throw down the field,
Nope.
nothing.
It wasn't because of that. Like you said, it wasn't because he beat him. It was just that the other coach was so stupid that
So
you had the big league.
So stupid.
So stupid. That's why you ain't got a job now. And then when it got Harbaugh because you're stupid. And I can say that.
So
again,
stupid.
Stupid. Because no way you lose a 28-point lead or 24. It was something up there. And then you became this dumb conservative football, which is stupid. You know, you air it out, put their foot down the throat. By the time the fourth quarter comes, you gotta sit the starter because you're up by almost 40. They can't come back. Fool. That's why you ain't got a job now, buddy. Okay. So answer your question. I think he's worth it in the context of this the conversation, obviously. But I don't think that we're going to give it to him. Sure, you know he ain't give him that money, man. you know not.
But he said we're all in. That's what he said at the Senior Bowl back in January. We're all in. What does that mean to him? What does that mean to him? I know what it means to me. And to me, if you're all in, you're not giving up arguably a top 10 quarterback in the league to start over.
Right about that, man. Much as I can say about Dak, man, he brings consistency to what we do.
And I think he's going to have a great year this year. I don't know about the playoffs.
I do too.
But regular season, I think he's going to have a great year.
And I think why? Because we don't know. We get Zeke back on a 1 year. I think why? Because the benefit to us is that you don't know what our team looks like. I don't even know what my team looks like. I can tell you what Philly looks like. I can tell you what Washington probably gonna look like. I think Giants is also another team that I don't know how they're gonna look because offensively they're not gonna be as bad as you think they are. They got weapons, but once again, it's about Daniel Jones. You know, that's the key to that, and he's in a contract year, so he got to ball out this year if he want to still be the quarterback for the Giants. We know that's not happening.
He gone.
We know
he gone. He ain't got Saquon Barkley to lean on. He doesn't have Darren Waller retired.
He retired.
He's got a rookie wide receiver. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, he ain't making it. And no defense. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you ain't got to worry about the Giants. Last thing, non-sports, but we do talk movies. We do talk TV. One of my favorite shows on Amazon Prime is The Boys. Season 4 premiered last week. They had 3 episodes that they opened with, and another new episode will start tomorrow. They show a new one every Thursday. I only watched the first 2. I may watch the third one tonight, or I'll watch 2 more tomorrow, whatever. I don't know. I believe you've watched this show, but for those who haven't watched it, it's a bunch of superheroes, a team of superheroes. Kind of looks like the Justice League. But what if the guy who had the powers of, like, I don't know, Superman, what if he was actually a bad guy? And he kind of got his team out of intimidation to make them do bad things like him. But to the people, they're superheroes. Oh my goodness. But behind the scenes, they're really a bunch of pricks. All of them. And if you don't go along with them, you have an unfortunate accident, like a couple of them have had already. That is The Boys. And who oppose them are a handful of, I'm going to say, losers without powers, outside of one person who kind of has powers but isn't as powerful as the superheroes. They're called Supes, by the way, in this show. And the good guys are referred to as the Boys, led by Billy Butcher, who has no powers, yet finds a way to get the upper hand more often than not over guys who are super powerful, including Homelander, which is their equivalent of who we know as Superman. But he's a bad guy. And he's a little weird. But he's bad. Very intimidating. Great show. You normally don't root against the superheroes on a show, but you will in this one. I know you've seen it. Do you also recommend this show like I do to the viewers?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, you'll like it.
It's very adult,
Very
Do
adult.
watch this with minors unless you're a bad parent. But if you're a good parent, there's a reason why this is adult content. At least let the kid be 13. Can we do that? Can we at least do that? You shouldn't have no 10-year-old watching this. There's adult language. There's a lot of killing. There's a lot of blood. And there's some sexual stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see parts on people not being covered sometimes. So if you're an adult, check it out. Don't be like, oh, I don't like these superhero movies and these comic book geeks and stuff like that. It's not really that. Okay, not really. Check it out. One episode, you don't like it, leave it alone. If you don't like it after the first episode of the first season, then it's not for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything ain't for everybody, but there's always something for someone. Mm-hmm. And that's all I got. You got anything else, partner?
Oh, that's it, man.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. We will not be on next week. We will be on 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
More content. And I'm going to be honest, it's going to be less sports, more television and film. Because now we're going to get into the summer movies and things like that. So we want to talk about that. And we're going to have a couple of special shows. We're going to have a Marvel show. I already got my boy Matt hooked up for that. So we're going to have another one like we did with Michelle a few times, Larry. You know, we're going to do a top 10 list and all that.
Oh,
so
man,
tune in 2 weeks. We will be back in 2 weeks. And listen, if anything breaks that we feel like we do need to be on, maybe we'll put it on as a small site to be like, you know, this is what just happened, and we're going to talk about this on our next show. But for right now, it looks like everything is going slow, but hockey right now is the way to go. We're kind of both novice about it, so we're not going to do an entire show about hockey, even if Edmonton comes back and wins. We can't milk that cow for very long. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, for my partner, Larry Loper, I'm Gilly Rosario, telling everybody, chill, have a great weekend, enjoy your summer. We'll catch you in 2 weeks. Deuces, y'all.
Deuces, my man. 100 grand.
I'll see you on the flip, partner.
Yes, sir.